So this is from the book, 20 Opening Theories Made Easy. We're looking at the 5-4 outside stone here, the 5-4. We'll also look at the 5-3, 5-4, 5-3. And what this stone could be used for is outside influence. In particular, when white approaches from high to the 3-4 stone of white, what could happen is white could attach here, black honeys, white pulls back, and this is a way for white to settle his corner. White iron bar settles the land, and black gets outside influence. White has 10 points. Black will need to make this up with his influence. How might he do that? Well, here, white does a low approach to the 4-4. Black puts a pincer that's also an extension from his strength. So that's good use of his strength. White will respond by invading. Black continues to build this influence. Standard Joseki. At this point, white makes a one space jump. Black continues, and white is said to be quite happy with his influence. So once again, the 5-4, the black plays a move to attack the 3-4 stone. White responds, honey, pull back, tiger's mouth. White approaches, black pincers with an extension. So this is all working beautifully because this is working both as a pincer and an extension. White invades, black builds the influence on the outside, and black is quite happy. How else might this work? Well, white could choose to respond by attaching, at which point black is going to build an influence this way. Or black doesn't have to only use the approach to build influence from this direction. Black could also settle the corner by attaching here. And now it's the black that pulls back, and black gets to take the right side. Attach, settles this side. And black makes an extension because this is going to be his area. So it all makes sense. It's properly, harmoniously working together with the ideas behind these moves. So in your own games, you should be looking at if you're able to, in your game review, this is one thing to be looking at, is if the continuation moves make sense as to why you did what. If you build influence, you want extension here, and that sort of thing. Seems simple, but it's one place you can review, because sometimes it doesn't happen in game, I know that. I've had that happen to me. Here's a word on flexibility in building a consistent strategy. If you're extending somewhere, you're building a approach somewhere, you're building a pincer somewhere, you're building influence somewhere, you want to have extensions and pincers that fit that consistent strategy. So here, for example, we approached low at the 3-5. Oh, we have a 3-5 stone. We can use that in this fashion to approach and build influence on this side and extend here to this spot. Otherwise, this whole area is too wide. So you want this extension. So once again, this outcome is consistent with black is trying to do with his influence. Now, if you knew you were doing that, you could actually just play this first. This makes for a flexible play. And if it was to continue, this is flexibility. So having a consistent stone placement in terms of building, in terms of flexibility, in terms of influence or territory, or which sides you control and what extensions, what pincers you play, fits into a consistent strategy. And playing here gives you flexibility while still keeping in mind that you're trying to accomplish this influence with this extension, with this pincer. This does count as a pincer right here. This is still on line 9. The other variation is black could use it to settle this area. And this is the right extension. Now consider, speaking of having a consistent strategy, consider what happens when black does not play here. Instead, so consider if black did not have a consistent strategy and allows white to enter here, and now black is playing catch up. So this is important. It's because black did not play the extension here or here, white comes in and invades, and now this influence is not being used correctly. So the point is, black wants to immediately settle his influence by putting an extension here or here. So we'll look at that, or that is the point. And even if black comes from the other side, so black should play this, but if he doesn't, then this could happen, where white invades. And even if black doesn't play this stone, but plays here, white still is building a base. And it all happened because black did not play a stone here. So the point is, we want consistent strategy. All right.